my goal is to unlock something that's already inside of you. I believe that every single one of us has infinite power and wisdom and ability locked inside of us, but oftentimes it's in a cage. And that cage can be a cage of fear. That cage can be a cage of not learning. That cage can be a cage of bad habits. There's lots of different things. And my goal, my brothers and sisters out there, is to throw you the key. Vince Lombardi said this: winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. And, I coach top producers from around the world. I get to talk with some really, really cool people. And one of the things that I find and I'm intrigued by, and I'm looking and I'm watching and I'm hearing and I'm listening, is this idea of sustainable change. Sustainable change. And so, put simply, most people, I want you to write these 3 words down. If you're in front of a piece of paper or just in your mind, just go ahead and write these 3 words down in this order: have, do, and be. Have, do, be. And this is the chain of thought of the majority of people walking around, and it's stated simply: if I have these things, if I could have those things, if I could have these results, if I have those things, I will do these other things. Like if I had that, then I would do that, and I would be happy. I would be the best. I would be. And so have, do, be. Simply, that is the way that people see. And usually when they don't get the results that they want to have, they just go and they look at what they're doing. And so all of the people that are out there in the job of motivation and self-improvement, really we're speaking in terms of mostly the idea of what you need to do is going to determine what you have. And all of us would agree that it's the habits, it is the activity that produces results. And it's activity. And if you're in sales, right, the more phone calls you make with skill, the more appointments you'll create. The more appointments you create, and the more appointments that you are able to have meetings, again, with skill, the more you will close and the more money you'll have. And so we often focus on that activity. And a lot of times many of us will start at the beginning of our year or the beginning of our month or the beginning of whatever, saying everything will change. I want to have those things, so I'm going to do these things. And so I want to have, or if I had, I would do. So we're getting a part of that equation correct. But it's not sustainable. Brothers and sisters, it's not sustainable. That's why you and we go out and we start something new, and it doesn't last. It doesn't last. You know why it doesn't last? Because habit dies hard. When we get stressed, we might be going on the path to success and into this new place. But when we get stressed, suddenly here comes something along in the way, and when we get stressed, when we get, something new happens, we go back to what? We go back to habit. Winning is a habit. Unfortunately, so is losing. I love the other part of that quote where Vince Lombardi says that we don't do things right most of the time. We do them right all of the time. Winning is a habit. Winning is a habit. And so, again, now I still got you. We've got do this so you can have that. Do this so you can have that. But there's one more function to this, and that's the be. And that's actually the most important part of this equation. The be part. And so, by the way, instead of going have, do, be, I believe it's be, do, and have. Because I am this kind of person, because this is who I am in the core of me, and I can do these things. I will do these things. Because I'm this person, I will do these things, and therefore I will have those things as a result. I am this person, therefore I do these things, therefore I will have this result. How is that any different? Is this just fluff talk? Like what's going on here? What am I thinking? What are you thinking? I'm talking to you about changing the core of who you are. talking to you about who are you when you're alone with yourself. What are you saying about yourself? What are others saying about you that you're agreeing with? Can that be changed? So something that happened with me in a very my very recent history. This was only a few months ago. The core of me changed, and essentially it started whenever I realized I was not the kind of person I wanted to be. I was doing the right things. I was going into the right results, but I was not the kind of person I needed to be. I wanted to be. I would get off of work and my kids would say, "Dad, are you upset? Did you have a bad day?" My team leader came to visit me one day and she said, "Do you like what you do? You sure don't look like it." And my eyebrow was furrowed down and I had this anger, for me to be able to go out and attack my business with. And when I heard that from my children, I realized this is not who I want to be. After you've done the same thing over and over and over again, and you realize that you're getting, the results aren't what you want personally, you realize it's time for a change. And so I did, and I began to tell myself, Donnie, you're the most joyful, or I would say this, I'm the most joyful man I know. I am the most joyful man I know. I really am. I'm the most joyful man I know. And what happened was, because I really, really wanted it, I really want that to be my identity, things began to change in who I was. And then in terms of what I do and why I do it, really the idea is I've got to be able to work with joy. I've got to be able to do difficult things with joy. And if you continue, and I can't say that I have all of the results, but I would say some of the things I have is I have a home that laughs together, family that laughs together. I have clients that enjoy talking to me. They're not avoiding me. I have a fun time doing what I do. Another aspect that's changed for me recently is that I've said I'm an agent of love. When I prospect, I call myself the happy farmer. I'm just sowing seeds out of love, and man, if I'm unstoppable because of that love. And if you don't want it, that's okay. I'll just go on to the next person. It doesn't bother me because I'm not doing this to serve me. I'm doing this to serve others, and so it affects how much activity I do and what type of activity I do. And now it's much easier and engaging for me. And my results, my sales have gone up. So those are some personal looks into that. Listen, guys, we can change who we are. You can be the person you want to be. Don't wait to have what you have. Don't wait to have what you want until you can be who you want to be. For those of you who are waiting to do something cool with your family, don't wait till you retire. Don't wait till you're married. Don't wait till, college. Like all of these invisible finish lines we give ourselves. Let's not wait. Don't put off being the person you're supposed to be. Do it right now, because that leads to sustainable change. When you are that person, it doesn't matter high or low, good or bad, you remain the same. And that stays, ladies and gentlemen. That's something that causes you to do the right thing over and over and over again. And here's a question for you. If you continue to do the right things over and over and over again, will you not get right results? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. That's sustainable change from the inside. I'm going to end this with one of my favorite motivational quotes, and this is definitely a mindset thing. I want you to take this and move it from the mindset and actually go out and practice it and make it powerful in your life. Have, do, be. Nope, no longer. It's going to be, do, and have. But here is the quote for you. It's from Theodore Roosevelt. And if you haven't heard this, you need to hear it. And even if you have, you need to hear it again. And let's plaster this thing because it's powerful. It's called, I think it's commonly called, if you look up or Google, it's not the critic. And here it goes. It's not the critic that counts. It's not the one who points out how the strong man stumbles or how the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. but who does strive to actually do the deeds, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself on a worthy cause, who at best, if he succeeds, knows the triumph of high achievement, and at worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. All right. Go out there and conquer, my friends. You are my heroes. You are the experts. Unlock the power that's inside of you, because everyone out here in the whole world needs it, and we're ready for it. We're excited, and we want you to be singing your song. So go unlock it. Go be powerful and be that hero. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today on the Sell Anywhere podcast. I really hope that we've equipped you and motivated you to be able to sell no matter where you are. Remember, your talent is not limited to your zip code. And if you can sell anywhere, you can sell everywhere. Hey, if you've enjoyed this, share it with a friend. Rate us on iTunes. We certainly would love a good 5-star rating. And if you know anyone that you think should get involved, or if you would like some more content like this, just go to DonnieTuttleSWC.com. That's DonnieTuttleSWC.com. And we will catch you next time.